Soundstripe. Soundstripe.
No, I'm not running back to you now. Said I was all in the
Soundstripe.
you let me down, but now the world is rising, and all I think about is how far
Soundstripe.
we've gone in to give it up now. You don't know how much I wish I was over.
Soundstripe.
But all I feel is ghosts of love in your fingertips, in conversations with our
Soundstripe.
friends saying I swear I quit. But you don't know how much faith it took to believe in this, losing all.
Soundstripe.
Hi everyone, it's the Psychic Sleuth, and I am back today. I'm back with Gabby Petito. I hope I'm saying that right. I haven't been watching the news, so I haven't heard her name said, so I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Bear with me, this is going to be a very long reading. She's very talkative, very strong, so it's going to be a long one, alright? Just wanted to let you guys know that I'm still offering the 20 for 20. If anybody's interested, just go ahead and get in touch with me. All my information is always on videos. Things can be past, present, or future. They can be symbolic or have multiple meanings. Spirit will bring through what they feel is most important. I usually don't do after the fact cases, especially if they're big. But I was going to do this before she was found. However, I didn't get to it fast enough. I did get a few things that I did share in my group, but I didn't get a full reading done. And it was probably more than likely because she was going to be found fast. I have tried to stay away from everything regarding her case the best that I can. I will in no way ever give anything that does not come from Spirit. So although some stuff may have been released or whatever, as many of you know, I try not to watch the news or any info that comes out of the case. I do decide to do that comes out in a case that I decide to do a reading on. I asked what people thought and if I should do the reading, and many of you said to go ahead and do it. So I decided to give Gabby a voice. I think everyone that is missing or whose lives are taken deserve a voice. She wanted to talk anyways, as she's been around me on and off for a while now. I was working a child's case, so I couldn't step away from, so this was put on hold. But I just can't ignore her anymore. And outcomes can change depending on people's choices, so remember that, with some information that's going to come in later. I don't remember anything that may have been out there when channeling. I just channel, and then see what I get later. It's all from Spirit. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, and everyone is innocent till proven guilty. This is just psychic impressions. They were all quiet till I started. Don't know why that is. So here it goes. One more thing. When I say as I'm typing it, it means as I'm typing this from the reading I did, she's channeling more. That's why I'm so exhausted after typing up readings. They always seem to come in and add stuff and channel as I'm typing them up. I have to tell you guys too, I did not know how to spell her last name. I just had put Gabby on the top, and I was typing the title of this document and she spelled it in my head. That I was so happy when it was right, because that's never happened to me before, especially since I don't know how to pronounce their last name. So I suck at pronouncing stuff. That's just the way I am. It's no disrespect or anything else. So that was too cool. She's a really strong spirit, just as she was in life. And now I have anxiety again. So, going on to the reading. I will try to go as slow as I can. I just feel anxiety. Like I feel so anxious, my heart is racing. This was when I was first connecting. I don't know, she shows me that she was very much a dreamer, like she had big goals and big dreams. Talks about how she wanted to make a life out of blogging. She states that she wanted to visit different places and see the world. I feel she was very down to earth and sensitive to everything mostly, and a bit emotional, she says. But she says I was blamed for everything. Like I feel as I'm typing, I hear the word trapped. But like I feel Brian never took responsibility for their fights or his actions. He always turned it around on her and blamed her, and he made her believe it. So she was always the one saying, okay, it's my fault, and apologizing. He always seemed to turn things around on her. Typical gaslighting and emotional abuse. She talks about how in the beginning he love-bombed her or bombarded her with sweetness and saying all the right things. And she fell for him, dreaming of a life they would have together. Things then changed, and she saw his true colors. Then it was just he had her trapped, and she didn't know how to get out because she did love him. But being in the situation, she didn't see all the issues and red flags or what was really going on. She didn't see that it wasn't all her because he made her believe that. She was so used to being blamed that she just always thought she had issues, so to speak. I feel like, I don't know, she shows me a bear trap with her leg caught in it for symbolism. I guess that's how she felt. I don't know if she was a daddy's girl, but talks about her dad and how much she loves him. She loves both her parents, but I feel that for some reason her and her dad had a special bond. She says that he will end up fighting for her. It's only when I'm talking. I don't know why. She says, yes, I didn't handle my emotions well. I would lash out, but that's because I would get so overwhelmed and so emotional. I would just explode. And I know the feeling. I used to do the same thing, so I totally identify with what she's saying. She is even sort of crying as she talks about it. She says, I didn't mean to explode, but a person can only take so much. She shows me a bomb blowing up as a symbol of the relationship. So I do think that's what happened here. It's symbolic for the whole situation. She talks about how they were excited to go on the road, but the dream shortly turned into a nightmare. She says it seems we just couldn't get along, and that we would just argue over little things. Then they seemed to turn into bigger things. He didn't like the way I would respond to him over something, or he didn't want to do this and I did, and he thought I was wasting my time with my big dreams. I see her scrolling through his phone, I think sitting in the dark. I can see the light of the phone lighting up the room. I think she ran across messages from him to another girl or girls, is what it looks like. And it upset her, and that was another thing they fought over. He said it was nothing. She was being dramatic, and over-dramatic, and tripping in a sense. And again pushing blame off of him onto her. But also that she was being delusional, a typical narcissist. She said nothing was ever his fault, it was all me. And my heart was breaking all the time. I feel like I cried 90% of the time on that trip. Yet we were far from home. I felt trapped. And he insisted that he drive, of course, being the man he is. Although it was my van. He could put up this front like he's this good guy, but really not. He really wasn't who people thought he was, and ended up being not who I thought he was either. And he fooled me. I told him I was calling off the wedding and I was done with this. I see multiple fights up until this point was an over-emotional thing, and they should have separated at that time, because again, it turned into a bomb. I do want to say here that when asked to see where she was, I was shown a pointed red mountain rock with smaller points below, and it looked sloped down in a windy road. I didn't realize that Teton has a mountain like this called Rusty something, and that it was what she was trying to show me until after the fact someone found it. It would have been more of a reading to figure it out, though. It would take more of a reading to figure it out, though. That was just initially what I saw. Now she's skipping forward to the night it happened, or day. I don't know, it seems like dusk or getting late in the day. She's walking off because they were fighting again. She told him she's done, she's leaving him, calling off the engagement, and as I'm typing, I see her throw her ring at him. It could be symbolic, or maybe she did. She says she's done. He's an a-hole. I feel he flew off the handle. I don't think his intention was to hurt her at the time, but I feel like she stormed off and he went after her. I can hear her shoes walking. I'm not sure what kind, but I just hear them hitting dirt and rocks. Almost sounds like tennis shoes or something she would hike in, but I can hear them on dirt. I can at one point feel anxiety and anxiousness. And for some reason, I don't know why now, I feel like my arm's being grabbed, so I don't know if that happened at one point. But at this point, her heart is beating so fast and hard, and I can feel her breathing hard. I can also hear her crying. I can feel he's walking after her yelling, and she speeds up, and at this point she's afraid of him because she can feel his anger. I don't know, my feet feel wet as I feel like maybe I walked through a stream or water or something. My chest is hurting now. I also feel like, I don't know, there may be a hill at one point, like somewhere. I don't know if it's just little or I'm not sure. It might be in the distance, but right now it's trees and I'm sort of also lost. I'm scared and I don't know what to do. I want to get away from him because at this point I don't feel safe. I feel like he's losing it. At this point things have gone too far. There has been some really hateful and mean things said, like how I'm a bitch and how I have mental issues and how I'm just delusional and how I will just fail and a bunch more. How that he's tired of me and my BS, just on and on with the emotional abuse. She states that at one point I can hear him behind her. I don't know, next thing I see is this swing with a hand and a rock. Like my back is turned, the footsteps behind me get faster on the dirt, and my back is turned, and I turn around, and this arm and hand with the rock was swinging at me. Like I can see it almost out of my peripheral vision. I feel like I'm smashed in the head at this point, and I feel all this rage from Brian. My chest is hurting. I feel the warmness flow down my head like I'm bleeding, and I feel almost out of it. I don't know if he used a knife or some sort of weapon. It's not clear, as she's not showing me everything, but it feels brutal at this point. She's not really showing me that, but it's possible because there's something up with my chest. But I know I can't breathe either, like blood fills in my throat. For some reason, she shows me stars, like maybe it was the last thing she saw, but I feel like I'm looking up through trees, so I must be surrounded by them. She said, we were just camping and it all went wrong. How did it go so wrong? Toxic, we were toxic. Honestly, looking back, I don't know why we were even together. We were so different. I'm seeing that now. I should have left him long ago. Asking me to marry him was another control tactic, and I wanted to be loved. I wanted the dream, and all he did was control and manipulate me. I feel like I wasn't smart, like I should have been smarter about the relationship. But as we know, the destinies we choose are part of our lessons. She's talking about the relationship like she feels looking back now, she should have seen certain things. She shouldn't have put up with the BS so long, is what she's saying. Like she should have been smarter and left. Oh, life lessons are so hard sometimes, aren't they? I think many of us women have been there and can relate. She talks about maybe at times them getting physical. She says, I'm not innocent. I also got physical with him, but I was lashing out from built up emotions. But I see them kind of like going at it with each other. Again, toxic. I hear the words mental anguish as I'm typing. She said, this time it all just went too far. I hope that others take this as a lesson and learn the signs to leave. And I had been seeing a candlelight visual, but then she was talking, so back to the candlelight visual, but I see a bunch of candles as I'm typing, so I also see some sort of memorial. I don't know why noon comes into play, if it was around the time she was found, noonish, or what, midday. I feel she had an artsy way about her. She says I was just left there. She talks about cooling down at night. I don't know, there is a reference to my throat as well. I feel like he took rage out on her, and when I kind of look at him as I'm typing, I feel like him go dark. I feel like she just has these huge plans, and she says, you know what, I may have never done all I wanted to, but I really wanted to try. I had goals. She's a free spirit. She didn't like the ramifications and being held down by a job. She wanted to be a free spirit, almost like a hippie in a way. She reminds me of kind of hippie-ish. I keep seeing her barefoot. At this point, I was it was weird. My net and my phone data went out for a few minutes at the same time, which is weird because the phone data is not connected to the internet, so I don't know why that happened. But anyway, she wanted to live the hippie lifestyle. She was damn proud of her van. It was something that she worked hard for, and it was what she really liked. She was very passionate about what she wanted to do. And he didn't believe in those passions. He was not a free spirit like she was. They butted heads a lot because they are complete opposite. Now she's jumping back to after he left her lying there. As I'm typing, I hear in a pool of blood. She's saying that he freaked out and ran off after he realized what had just happened and what he did. I feel a lot of panic from him. I hear him running, and he just has his thoughts racing, and he's like, what did I just do? I really think he saw red, and that's what happened. He was impulsive. Again, a bomb exploded, and I see him just take off. And I don't know, there's a gas station or something that he stopped at or went to. I don't know. I see a receipt, but I feel maybe it's not far. I don't know. As I'm typing, Chevron pops in my head, but it could just be symbolic for a gas station, or maybe there is one. I think he may have some sort of story about how he let her storm off, and he left and she was alive. But what I want to do is see where he is, and it's at first I'm blocked, but the whole way home he had anxiety. I see him freaking out, his mind is racing, and he was speeding, or there's a reference to going fast. I don't know. I think he did a bunch of weird things in between her passing and him going home. And I don't know. I see money. It's falling around me, so that's symbolic for someone who has money. Also see a police badge. So I don't know if he's connected in some way. I don't know. But I don't know why I'm hearing druids. If someone identifies with that, maybe it's her. But I heard that word. For some reason. I smell campfire. At this point, I can't tell much on Brian. Live people are a bit hard to track because they tend to move around a lot, and it's harder to connect to their energy. I don't know if he was in spirit at this. Time. At this time, sometimes it's hard to tell. One thing I see is that, and as I'm typing, my stomach went in my throat major anxiety. But I see that he's got some type of disguise on. And then they show me I don't know, I hear friends. If he has a wealthy friend, or if a friend knows of his whereabouts. As I'm typing, I hear the word Patrick. Not sure if it fits here or how. But I see the ocean and large hotels and nice fancy houses. But I also hear Georgia, so I don't know if he's in Florida anymore, but probably not. I think that Dad gave him money. I see him handing him cash. Also some type of car keys I see. He's dumped whatever car he was driving, switched it out. I don't know if there's a ritzy part of Georgia that's by the ocean, because I can see and smell the ocean. From an aerial view, that's what I see. Big hotels, large, with lots of windows, and the ocean. I don't know, he looks a little different now, and I see him different kind of clothes than what he normally wears, and he's wearing glasses. So I don't know if he's laying low. He's obviously under a different name and has a different ID somehow, because I see his ID and a different name. I don't know, an A keeps popping in. But he's by the ocean. I hear the word bungalow. He's lied to his parents or whoever. They don't think he did anything, and if they do, they don't care. He's their boy after all. I think he will move on maybe after things sort of calm down and clear out. He's going to probably grow out his hair if he can, and his beard and mustache. I definitely think beard and mustache, really bushy, so his face is mostly hidden mostly. Change his looks, of course. Wear a different hat and glasses, but I think he's laying low for now. I hear the words tucked away, so I don't see anything that says he took his life, but doesn't mean he won't. But this is what they show me. Again, people's choices can change. One main highway, many different roads to take in people's lives. He's been given a bunch of cash. Do I see him get caught and going to jail? She just showed me him behind bars and in an orange jumpsuit. That's my symbol for jail. As I'm typing, though, I'm thinking something may happen in jail. There's a possibility of him or someone else will jeopardize his life. So I do think, according to what they are showing me, he will get caught. And they take me to next year. I don't know. I hear April. And timelines can shift, and it can happen anytime between now and April. It's how timelines work. But there will be someone with a good tip. I see someone Picking up the phone that sees him, maybe in a hotel or someplace, is what it feels like. As I'm typing this up, more info is coming through. But it may be someone he even knows. I'm not sure. But I do see what I just said. She's blowing kisses and says, I love you all. Didn't know this was how I was going to get so much love, but I am thankful for everyone's love and support. And Dad is going to fight for her. Something else will come of this. And I know that I've seen the wings picture. She is showing me that. It reminds me of Stephanie Parze when I got wings for her. Maybe interconnect of similar cases. Remember, Stephanie's searchers were called Stephanie's angels. So I don't know if there's a connection here. If you understand how connections work in this way. And I don't know, she keeps showing me a rainbow. Like, I can't ignore it. She shows me it over water. I don't know, my head is hurting more now, and I wonder if she scratched him because I see skin under her nails. Because I feel they kind of fought, and she fought back. Even though she was disoriented, or it may have been a different time, I just see the skin under her nails, and him with scratches. She's talking about a ripped shirt as well, and something to do with her tooth. I think there was a lot of dirt where she was, because I can taste it in my mouth, and I did for a couple hours after the reading. When numbers pop in, they are significant for some reason. Also, number 13 keeps popping in. She gives me the month of March, so I don't know if that's her birthday or what. It came in sort of like a birthday, but March is strong, and I think it spiraled after they got pulled over. Then she brings in the 15th and the 18th. I thought we were done, but she's bringing up more. She is a very anxious person by nature, but I think a lot had to do with what was going on. But sensitive people are anxious. It's not always our anxiety either. Sensitives feel the weight of the world sometimes. I don't know if she took meds or was supposed to take meds, because I see pill bottles. I don't know if she should have, and he told her she didn't need to or shouldn't. Also, in a controlling way. Also, as I'm typing, I see rough sex. Also, she gives me the number 8, and she's saying the 25th. But with pills, it may be that he wouldn't let her take them, but they would have helped. Or she was going to, and he talked her out of it. I think he definitely needed to be medicated. And I think he's bought a different car now, or has one. So that is what I got. I'm going to replay this and make sure that nothing is too loud. For some reason, whenever I start talking to you guys, she starts in. She's completely quiet until I get on here and start doing this. So I'm not really sure why that happens. But anyways, that's what I got on Gabby. Thank you. See you next time.